Actually, let me change this to speaker view. Okay. Hi guys, can you guys hear me okay? Is everything okay? All right, I want to definitely be mindful of your time, but I'm going to be like cutting my eyes over here because I accidentally kept it on the waiting room feature. But thank you guys for giving me your time this evening, giving all of us your time. If I'm a little frazzled, it's because I got a puppy and I thought I'd set her on the bed for this call and she peed on my bed. So I was dealing with that as the call started. So just bear with me for a second, but thank you guys for jumping on this call this evening. I know that you guys have been invited by someone who really wants you to take a look at what we have here at Bravenly. My guess is you probably have never heard the name Bravenly before. And so you are definitely kind of curious, like, what is this company? What is it? You know, what makes us different? So I just wanted to introduce myself. And the reason that we do this call is really just so you can meet the people. The people, to me, are truly, truly what made Bravenly so different for me. So just a little bit about me. My name is Kristen Manassian. I am born and raised in Dallas, Texas. I wish I could say I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, but it's just not me. I'm a happily married mama of two beautiful redheaded blue-eyed kiddos. I have less than 1% of the whole world has red hair and blue eyes, and I have two of them. If you don't see me at home, we are out on, it used to be just the baseball fields, then it turned to the softball fields, and now it's basketball courts, and it's cross country. We are a very, very big sports family. I used to be a special education teacher. I taught for 10 years in an elementary self-contained program, but I actually kind of fell into this industry 8 years ago. If you don't know anything about teachers, when you have maternity leave, you don't get paid anything. You get to use your sick days, your personal days, and the rest of it is out of your paycheck. And so I kind of fell into this industry because of that. I love health and wellness. I love taking care of my health. I love sharing things with other people. And I needed to fill in the gaps of about $300 to $500 for 10 months because they prorated out my entire check throughout that school year. And I needed to fill in those gaps. And so I was able to do that really quickly. And then what I figured out was this industry kind of was everything I loved about teaching. I got to use my love and my passion for serving other people, teaching people, helping people the way that I always loved to do as a teacher, but I got to do it with adults. And it was just such a rewarding and fulfilling thing. And because of that, because I loved it so much, I actually got to come home from teaching and I got to be home with my kids, which was something that was always a dream of mine, but I never thought it would be possible because we live in a day and age where it kind of you need two incomes coming in this time of day, especially lately, my goodness, with the inflation prices. So I've actually been able to be home with my kids for the last 5.5 years. It's truly a blessing that I get to work, do what I love, serve, teach so many people from home, with my schedule. I have been with two different companies that are in the health and wellness space. My last company I was with for 3 years, I was a multi-six-figure earner, which is still crazy to say because honestly, I just wanted to be able to supplement my teaching income and serve people. And it was such a blessing. But not to knock my previous experiences or anything like that. It just wasn't the space where I felt that I could serve people the way that I wanted to serve people, the way that I knew that this industry could be done. And so I had kind of just felt like, is this still for me? Like, is this still the answer for us? Am I still going to stay in direct sales and do all of this? And I didn't know which direction to go, to be honest, and kind of stumbled into Bravenly. Honestly, I just kind of fell in love with the people. And that's why I'm so glad you guys are on this call. But I knew if I was going to pick up another health and wellness company, I was going to do this again. It had to be a magical unicorn company. It truly had to check so many boxes for me. I've had 8 years of experience now in this industry. I know what I'm looking for. I know what to ask. I've had good, bad, and ugly experiences in this industry. So I needed to know that Bravenly truly was going to be able to check all those boxes for me. And so I asked a lot of really hard questions. I did a lot of research. So if you're on this call and you haven't been exposed to anything other than us, we want you to do the digging. We have everything out there for you guys to dig and find all of those answers to all of those questions, whether you've had experience before and you want to know if it checks those boxes, or whether you've never had experience and you want to know if this is something that you can do with absolutely no experience to be able to fill in those gaps for yourself and your family as well. We want you to do all of that research. We're not here to like hype it up and tell you like, get in now. Don't miss your time. You got to do it. Like that's not what we're doing here. And so what I found here was products that I truly could stand behind, super clean ingredients that were making a massive impact, you guys, a massive impact on people's lives. I was able to see a compensation plan that for me, I knew I could use my skill sets in this industry to help people like me, right, that want to come in and make money and stay home, but also people like me 8 years ago who needed to just make a few extra $100 to fill in those gaps. I wanted to be able to help people across the board with this compensation plan. And that's exactly what they have here. They were able to check that box. Every single box started to slowly get checked off. And then I got on a call with the people. And I'm so excited you guys are on the call because I want you to meet the people, because the people to me are what really sealed that deal for me. Because of my experience, I knew that I needed to be with people that had that same vision, same mindset to serve and bless everybody. And that's exactly what we have here at Bravenly. And so I'm really excited for you guys to get to meet some of the leaders that I've been so blessed to work with. And the owner herself is giving us some of her time this evening. So we're so excited to have her on this evening. So grateful. I don't know how she's on. It's 9 o'clock at her time. Like that's when I tell Glenn, who you'll get to hear from, I turn into a pumpkin. I literally am like, I turn into a pumpkin after 9 p.m. But I want to introduce you guys to the person that I joined. I honestly did not know her. She was a complete stranger to me. Just kind of like the last experience that I had in this industry. I joined a complete stranger, but I joined her and Heather because they were the people that I knew had the heart, and they were leading it heart-centered. They were leading it to serve people, to help people, and they were taking it off of them and really making it about who they could bless. And that is exactly who Heather is. And it's just been so wonderful getting to work with her these last 6 weeks and seeing that she really does want to make that impact and serve other people. So I'm excited to introduce Heather so she can share just kind of why she chose Bravenly as well.
Wow. Thank you, Kristen. Isn't she amazing? Oh my gosh. I get to call her a friend and business partner. I mean, whew. This is truly a testimony to God, because just like she said, we were kind of acquaintances with our last company, but never imagined that she would join me. And but God does amazing, incredible things. And really, honestly, it was the perfect formula, if you would say, when it came to, like she said, the people, the products, and the comp plan and the vision and everything. And you're going to hear a little bit more about that, especially from Aspen, our owner. But I just want to share a little bit about my testimony, just to give you a little background, and then why I said yes to Bravenly. And then I'm going to get to introduce my incredible leader, Glenn, who just sit back and enjoy his amazing wisdom, because he's a complete professional in this industry. But I am Heather, like I said, and I am a mom of 5. I have, my oldest is 12 and my youngest is 20 months. We actually homeschool, and I came across this industry right after I got married. And a little bit about my background is I graduated in microbiology. Okay. So I loved health, and I thought I would do the conventional health route. But then I got married, and then I got knocked up, right? I got blessed with starting to have children. And my professional life completely changed. And I would have never had it any other way, because I love my children, and I love being able to be a part of their education and being able to be there at home with them. But there was a piece that I wanted to feel like I had accomplished something, or I had some goals to set outside of just motherhood and, being a wife. And so I fell into network marketing over 12 years ago. And my journey has been quite interesting. It first started out with okay, this might be fun. I can get out the house, right? Into really, really understanding what this potentially could do for our family, learning and growing personally, finding the confidence to know who I was outside of my home. And then just a couple years ago, God used this vehicle to literally float our family for a whole year financially. During COVID, my husband lost his job. He was 16 years in the industry. He was our sole provider, never had to worry about that. I used network marketing just as a little side income. But when I saw what God could do as network marketing as a vehicle, it blew me away. And so I was able to make over $100,000 in my first year, which literally put food and groceries and paid our bills when my husband was searching for a job, and took the stress off of that. And I will never, ever forget that. And I'm ever so grateful for that journey. But about 6 months ago, God basically said, we're going to pivot. And he was transitioning me into a whole nother season where my husband thankfully has come around, and he has an incredible job now that God has blessed him with. But the transition started to like, okay, remember who you were, remember the person that, needed this, not only financially, but relationally, and professionally. That is who you're going to be for other people. And so I had to put myself on this side, because at that time in my business, I was just kind of like done. I was just, like, I really wasn't seeing success anymore. And at that company, there were some things that started changing. And I'm like, you know what? I can just stay at home and just be a mom and just go back to the norm, and everything is good. But my heart was like, no, what about my people? What about my people? What about the people that still need a paycheck to feed their families? What about the people that still want to show up in this space? And so when I got introduced to this company from Glenn, who you'll hear from next, first I trusted him, right? People follow people. And I got on a call just like this. And I remember meeting Carly, who's not here because she's with her precious family in Disneyland. And also Aspen, our incredible owner, who you're going to hear from tonight. When I got on a call with these people, and they literally made me emotionally connected because they were so real. I not only said, yes, I'm going to partner with them for my people, but I'm going to partner with them because of who they are. And I want to see their vision come to pass, and I want to be a part of that. And so that is why I said yes to this, and I didn't look back. Now I remember telling Glenn, I said, okay, I'm in, but just give me some products, right? Microbiology, these products kind of have to be good. And so I was in the pretty natural health space. I had a lot of people that cared about ingredients. And so he started putting the products in my hands. And you know what? People care more about the results sometimes than even the ingredients. And we started seeing results right away. And so that was above and beyond what I needed to fully dive into this company. And it has been such a blessing to say yes again to this space, and to allow my people to have a safe landing spot, but also to see where we're going to go. This is a longevity company, and we get to be the pioneers of it. And I'm so incredibly blessed. And I love that every one of y'all are on this call. Y'all are here for a reason. And we don't have to convince you. It's going to be on your heart when we leave this call. So let me introduce you to Glenn. He is a rock star in this industry, has had crazy amount of success, which he will tell you about. I love that he's my mentor because he pushes me outside my comfort zone. When I want to just, be standard, he pushes me up to a higher standard. And he's just an incredible person. He cares about people hard. He's got a very genuine heart, and I get to call him my business partner. So Glenn, take it away, my friend.
And thank you for that introduction. You guys are gonna make me tear up over here. Two of the most amazing ladies in network marketing, Kristen and Heather. It's a blessing to be able to work with those ladies. They're just absolutely incredible. But Kristen gave me a 5-minute timeline, so I'm gonna try to pick up the pace a little bit, guys. So just a short version about me, guys. I've been in network marketing for 10 years. I absolutely love this industry. I've been full-time network marketing for 8, so I haven't had a real job in 8 years. And if I ever had to have one, I don't know what I would do, so I don't want to ever go back to that. But before that, I was in the military for 7 years. I jumped out of perfectly good airplanes and decided to get, well, I didn't decide to get hurt, it just happened. But that was going to be my first career choice. After that, I decided to become a professional college student. I'd acquired about $90,000 in debt. Like I was living paycheck to paycheck, like couldn't even afford to get a Aquafina water at the gas station. Like that's how poor I was when I started network marketing. So just like everybody else, like I was really skeptical, but what I knew is I was broke and I was tired of being broke, and the current plan I was on wasn't working. So it's like, what the heck? Let me give it a shot. And just like Heather said, you know, I had to make sure that the products work. I tried them, like I immediately felt amazing. And I didn't know what I was doing. It was 10 years ago. Like I had 500 friends on Facebook. But what I knew is I was excited about how I felt. You know, my mom started losing weight. My brother started losing weight. The products are working. And then checks just started showing up. And what I found out about network marketing is it's residual income. If you guys like take care of your customers and your team and you make it about them and not you, they're going to order every month. You know, so the work you do 2 years ago is going to keep on paying you. And so I grasped onto that at an early age and hit a 6-figure income within 10 months of starting network marketing with no experience. So it's been absolutely incredible. Me, Kristen, and Heather was in the same company. We just come from the same company. And things just weren't going the way that I liked. Like no matter how hard I worked, no matter how hard my team worked, they just weren't seeing the results. And it came to the point in May where I was actually going to have to get a job. Like I said, I don't like to work for other people. I was going to have to get a job. It was either find a unicorn company like Kristen talked about, like get lucky, let it stumble across you. Because I've done a lot of research. There was really nothing out there. And then it literally just stumbled across, or go get a job. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? So when I looked at this company, and Heather, she named off a lot of the boxes that it had to tick, and so did Kristen. Number one, like last company, I worked myself to death. I was on Zooms 24/7. My wife would go to bed at 9:30 and I was still doing Zooms till 10:30. I had to launch every single brand new person that came into my business for 1-hour launches. Like I was just spending so much time and there was no tools and resources. So my next company that I was going to be a part of, I wanted to be able to spend more time with my family. I mean, today alone, I've been to the doctor myself. I took my daughter to the orthodontist, came back home, did homework, and then took her to Taekwondo and then got back on the Zoom. So we can literally, like Ricky said on a training today, make a mess and plug people into the tools. We have so many resources here. Like it's not even funny. So you guys can actually work on team building. So that was one thing. And like Heather said, the products had to work. Like once you guys get on our testimonial page, there are so many testimonies. We have a girl on our team, Allie Branson's lost over 50 pounds in the past 3 months. Kara Fletcher's lost like 25 pounds and got, I mean, at least 20, 25 inches around her waist. Like I have not seen incredible results like this, but guess what? They're affordable. In this economy, like that's really, really important, is they're super affordable. Like the high quality ingredients, like Heather said, so that's really important. Clean ingredients. Another thing, guys, is timing of the company. Like I've been a part of Advocare before. I was there for 7 years. It was the best company ever. Like, but I came in at year 17. Okay, year 17. I mean, they had magazines, they had Drew Brees, they had Rich Froning, they had all this and that. But a lot of people that I talked to had already heard of Advocare. It was a great company. But I'm telling you, when you guys talk about Bravenly, not that many people's heard about it. But once you get the products in your body and step into this unicorn company, it's going to be game over. And then we don't have to do convincing here. My previous project, I had to convince people to join me. And then once they joined me, like I was like, man, like I don't know if I can help them make $2,000 a month. When people join this company, I don't have to worry about if or maybe they might earn a paycheck, because I've seen people with no network marketing experience, people who have been burnt out and didn't want to do this anymore, that said, you know what, Glenn, I'm going to chill out. And then all of a sudden they're making $2,000 a month and like, hey, I thought you said you were going to take a chill pill. But once you come in this company, you'll see that things are a little bit different. The compensation plan, guys, like I had to make sure it was fair. There's no I got yous, like being stuck in between ranks. I don't know if you guys have been in a company where you're just stuck in between a rank. Like if you do 24,000 or 10,000, you get paid the same. No, like if you're shooting for a rank that's, let's say 25,000 and you hit 24,000, you're going to get paid $24,000, like that much worth of volume. So I love that there's no I got yous in here. Also, on the customer side, guys, being FTC compliant, you want to be in a company where there's a lot of customers in your company. We probably have 80 to 85%, I would guess, in our company. But one of the reasons we get paid off the suggested retail price, it's not you buy $150 worth of products, you're getting paid on 100. So we get paid a significant amount for that. That's absolutely incredible. But guess what's even cooler, guys? The volume from your customer side helps you rank on the business side. Like that's super cool, right? And guess what? Me and Kristen talked about last month. We had a new product launch and we didn't have to feel guilty about telling our people to order the sleep product because you know what? Like that counts in your volume and you actually, if you're moving up on the customer side, get a little bit of back pay on your own personal purchase. So you don't get knocked for that. So that was incredible, guys. Our bonuses here are stackable. So if you hit 5 ranks like I did in the first month, they're all stacked on top of each other. You don't have to hit it 3 months in a row and then get divided by 3 and still keep hitting it. Like, you know, once you hit it, you hit it. One more thing, I'll turn it over. I probably went over my 5 minutes. The coolest thing in the world, guys, on a compensation plan is we have a rank to keep your rank. Let's say you got to hit 30,000 for a rank. The next month, you only need 24,000 because how many of you guys have pushed super hard at the end of the month? Like you just gave it everything you got. You talked to everybody, even like got your mom and the dog on products. And then the next month you fell back a couple thousand and you didn't hit your rank. Like how deflated do you feel with that, guys? We have a fallback on our rank, which I think that is like genius. And that's absolutely incredible. So Kristen will probably say my time's up. So that being said, I'd love to turn it over to Aspen. I think she's next. But anyways, let me introduce Aspen. Aspen is the most incredible CEO in the world. And I'm not just saying that because she's on here. I mean it. She's got a heart of gold. She gets in the trenches. As you guys see, she's on here. She listens to the field. Okay. So it's not like you're in Melaleuca that's 30 years in where you can't even talk to the CEO. Like, I mean, he's like a ghost way out there. We have access to her. She listens and she's forming the best company. I do feel that we're on track to be $1 billion company, even in these early stages, because of our amazing CEO. With that being said, I'll turn it over to you, Aspen. Sorry, guys.
Goodness. Thank you for that. Wow. Between all of you, Kristen and Heather and Glenn, oh my goodness, I'm inspired already. And I started this thing that we get to do together. So I'm excited to see Ricky on here as well. And so many of you just to be taking a look at this. Like, I know if you're on here, you've probably done network marketing before. Forgive me if you're brand new to the industry. We've all been there too. So I just will give you a little bit of background, not too much tonight. You can probably Facebook stalk me if you want to and kind of go look, and you can see pictures of my 5 kids. I've got 4 sons between ages 15 and my oldest just turned 21 yesterday. I have a 7-year-old daughter. I have a 3-month-old granddaughter, believe it or not, my goodness. And I'm a former school teacher too, just like Kristen. And I feel like you see a lot of teachers in network marketing. We understand systems and helping others and having a plan and executing on that plan. And obviously love to be around people. I'm originally from Nebraska and I live in Florida now. So we're watching the weather. Another hurricane is heading across the state tonight, tomorrow, or the next day. So just a big change from Tornado Alley and snowstorms to Florida. But we're here to just talk about the heart of this company. I've been in this industry for a little over 17 years, started as many of you just on the field side of it. Wasn't looking for network marketing. You didn't sit around Googling, like, what can I do in my spare time when you have 3 boys, 3 and under, and then 4 boys, 5 and under. There is no spare time, but I loved the idea. of what this industry could do. And I knew that it wasn't something that everybody became rich in this industry. You know, I didn't really know anybody at the time that had been successful, but I heard some stories and I heard people sharing about real people who had been with the company that was being shared with me, who had had that success. And I had a moment of crazy courage and a moment of belief. And I struggled with self-belief at that stage in my life, but a moment of belief and the words, "Why not me?" popped into my head. And that began an incredible journey in this industry, building in the field, becoming a leader, a top leader in companies, and going through all the things that you do when you're in network marketing, the highest of highs, the relationships, the recognition, the connection, the community, great products, the paychecks, all of that. And also the lowest of lows, living through the negative side of it. You know, I don't want to get into specifics, and it's not fun to stay in that place. I was with a company that went out of business. It was a startup company. And I've been with legacy companies. I've been with companies who had really cool parts of the comp plan, and other, you know, pieces of that same comp plan felt like gotchas. Felt like, you know, you were working against what made sense. And you said you cared about people, but it turned out to not feel that way when you were building. And so I tell you that part of the story because I really want anyone that ever joins Bravenly or looks at Bravenly to know the lens with which we looked at everything and the heart with which we came forward when we were in that creative stage of going, let's build our dream company. And so after years in the field and some years outside of network marketing altogether, I know some of us have taken those breathers and really refocused. I also have corporate network marketing experience. I'm working for one of the largest network marketing companies that's ever been built before getting to be in field development and field support and strategy. And so marrying our traditional business experience that my husband and I have, just building businesses before network marketing, as well as field and corporate, we put all that together and said, it's time to build our dream company. And I'm obviously fast forwarding 17 years worth of ups and downs and heartbreaks and decisions and all of that, putting it into this package just to tell you tonight that what we have here at Bravenly is real. It's authentic. It's completely genuine. We do not stand up and say we're the perfect company. We don't walk around arrogant, acting like we're completely untouchable. That's just not who we are, even as humans, let alone business owners. We are confident in what we have, though, because we know the heart and the spirit of intent that happened when we said, hey, we're called to do this. We're going to step out in faith. We're going to hire consultants to make sure that from the very foundation of this, it's a rock solid foundation. Remember, I told you that part about living through a company that didn't make it. That's not an option for us. I said, we're going to do it right, but it's going to be people-centered. It's going to be about the field. I've lived what it feels like when it seems like that CEO, and this isn't to bash CEOs, but it feels like they're so far removed. They're on the other side of the screen, the other side of the country. You might see them at convention walking by. I said, that's just not what this is. We are field first, creating a stable company, but recognizing it's the people. It's the Rickies, Glens, Kristens, Heathers, I could name thousands of names that matter. That's what it's about. And so we didn't jump out there and throw out deals. We didn't go chase leaders. It was very organic. We literally called 25 friends, September of 2022, said, would you fly to Florida so we can tell you something? I don't know if you have friends like that where you could just say, hey, could you fly to Dallas? I want to tell you something. It's like, okay, this must be a big deal. Just call me up. I said, we got to talk to you. And we shared the idea of Bravenly, shared the concept. We even had someone that said, I don't care what the product is. I'd sell paper plates with you. And everyone was like, I'll sell paper plates. Is it paper plates? Is that really what we're doing? I'm like, no, that's not what we're doing, but it's really cute. So it was incredible, you guys. And it started organically. I said, guys, back in the day, we used to say, I don't know if this is even a thing in network marketing, but your mouth is your office. So keep it open. It was kind of the whole, every time you go to the grocery store, make sure, now it might be more of a social media based saying, your keyboard is your office. Make sure your hands are clicking. I don't know. But back then that's what you said, right? So I just kind of started saying a couple of years ago, just wave your Bravenly flag. People just need to know we're open for business, right? Because when you've got the foundation, the comp plan, the product, all the things that Glenn and Heather already talked about, when you had that tied up with a pretty bow and you're like, wow, we've got the training. Ashley Walmer was on my team 13 years ago. Duplication, I knew that she would know how to teach and train and get things set up right. All the things, when you knew you had this perfect package, what's the number one thing you need at that point? People. You just need people to see you for who you really are, be willing to open the package and take a look at what's inside. So waving the Bravenly flag and just being open, keeping your mouth open, keeping your fingers typing, calling, text, whatever. That's what we did. And we are in exponential growth right now, thanks to incredible leaders who were either going to write the industry off and bail, right? We've all been there. Okay. Admit it. You've probably been in a place where you at least thought about going to work at Target at one point, going, this is not worth it. At least I have. Maybe I'm here by myself going, the only one that ever had been hurt so much. You had to kind of really dig deep to figure it out. And so we just said, we're doing it. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it with integrity. I'm not going to compare myself to this company, that company, all these people, like we teach in the industry. I'm going to be focused on where we're going. And the dream board that we set up, that's Bravenly. You guys do that for your own life, the Disney vacation with the matching shirts and all the things that you guys want to do. Well, for us, it was this. You're living in our dream board right now, this company, and we get to do it. But we just didn't know the faces that needed to be on that dream board. That's you guys. We didn't know who it was going to be. We just knew they were there. We knew we couldn't be the only people on the planet that really valued honesty, transparency, integrity, a comp plan that pays well, products that work, taste good, look pretty, branding that's gorgeous, training that's simple, newbies that can find success. No, we knew that we would find our people and that they would find us when it was time and when it made sense. We didn't rush it with the deals. We didn't rush it with chasing. We just stayed consistent. So that's the heart of the company, you guys. The intent and the purpose for being here is to serve and make a difference, and to be a company that makes people do a double take and go, wow, I kind of thought I was done. I kind of thought I was out, or I've never even started any of these before because I never found one that I was interested in, but I think I'm going to give this a whirl. We're in a totally different society right now. It's probably time to think of having a second, third, fourth, fifth stream of income. I wasn't ever going to do network marketing, but this one feels like something that really aligns with my heart. And that's where we're at. I mean, there's so much more I could say, but I don't think I need to. You've heard it tonight. You can go to our website and look around. You can peek in our insiders in our breakthrough group. Really, there's not much more any of us can say. It's about doing. And here's the thing that is super, super true in this industry is typically, not always, but you hear this flashy story and then you join something and it might be all right, right? But usually it's either all right or exactly what they said, or maybe not quite what you thought you were getting in for, right? Well, the cool part about Bravenly is that our story is you love what you hear, something stirs inside your heart. Maybe it's a gut feeling, intuition, God wink, Holy Spirit, whatever it is happening to you. And you go, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take a leap. And then you get in and it's not just what you thought or a little bit worse or, I'm peeking behind, the closed doors and, the Wizard of Oz. You look back and you see the wizard's not there after all. With Bravenly, you start looking and you realize, wow, this is more than I thought could happen in the industry. This is truly that, people say unicorn, whatever that word is, to go, wow, this is more than I really thought, because I hadn't ever experienced something like this before. And like I said, I don't say any of that with arrogance. It's the people. I can't even claim that. We put the vision out there and the people have come here to build the culture and community and made it what it is. And so that's what's so special. And it's why I love it when people, join and look behind the curtain and peek more, because I'm like, the more you get to know the Rickies, the Chris, the more you get to know the people and you come to an event and you hang out and you get in the groups, the more you're like, wow, I'm so glad I didn't wait another month to think about this. I'm so glad that I found this. And so I appreciate you being on here tonight. It's a Tuesday night, late for many of us, but it's never too late to take some time to look at what might be the biggest, best, most incredible, fantastic, all those big adjectives that you've ever seen in your whole life. So there you go.
Oh my goodness. Do you guys get it now? Like, if you didn't understand and then you hear Aspen speak, it just, honestly, it is everything that she just said. Thank you so much for giving us your time. I know it's late and now you guys are having to deal with another hurricane, of which she got on a call with me during the first one. It was this, and I'm like, no, like, it just shows who she is. And we are so grateful to have you leading and paving the way here for people that just want that safe place to land. So thank you, Aspen. Thank you, guys. If you guys want to jump off, that is totally fine. I do want to be able to open it up for questions. If you guys have any questions, we want to stay on. We want to answer your questions. We are blessed with Ricky. If you guys tell us in the chat, we're like, Ricky's on. Ricky is at the very tippity top of this company. And this just goes to show the support that we have here, you guys. Like, Ricky didn't even tell us he was coming on, and he jumped on just to like blow up our chat and make us have fun over in the chat. But I just want to, I'm going to stop the recording. I am going to stop that.